Every season of Survivor is a story. There are main characters, sidekicks, comic reliefs, and villains. A good season of Survivor tells a compelling story that has you rooting for someone and against someone else. You will want to watch episode after episode to see what happens next until it all finishes with a hopefully satisfying conclusion. Each story that we look at together will go through one character's journey from beginning to end, from the time they are introduced until they inevitably get their torch snuffed or win the game. We will look at every character moment and strategic move to determine whether they were a hero or a villain and whether they were a good or bad strategist. And with that, welcome to Once Upon an Island. For reference, we are only going to be observing what the TV show is showing us and what story is being told through the show. No future seasons will be mentioned, as the story and characters here have no idea about what happens in those future seasons. All character moments and strategic moves are interpreted with the mindset of what the story is trying to tell us. And with that,
39 days, 20 people, 1 survivor.
Natalie Bolton, a 31-year-old personal trainer from West Hollywood, California, was a castaway on Survivor's 16th season, Fans versus Favorites. The concept of this season is that one tribe is a group full of fans, though I would argue they're more an eclectic group of people than anything else, and 9 favorites from seasons 9 through 15. We're back in Palau for the first time since season 10, and right out the gate, the show establishes that these favorites are powerhouses, with Penner saying this will be the Boston Red Sox versus a bunch of scrubs. Jeff then says, "Welcome, you new players, to a season we designed to destroy you." Now, he doesn't say that exactly, but he might as well. We then meet the favorites, which includes Amy, Eliza, Sari, Penner, Parvati, Yauman, James, and Amanda. But I did fail to mention that the favorites actually do have 10 people on their tribe, and that 10th member is
The most infamous of all survivors, Johnny Fairplay, who already looks intoxicated.
I wanted to throw up when I saw Johnny Fairplay. He's a pig. He's a loser pig. I would just love one moment to kick him. One moment just to kick him hard in the shin.
So, Fairplay, are you dressing like me?
You want to know what you're playing for?
I'm actually impressed. I like to know that you have aspirations to get out of your current place in life.
Wow.
Yeah, they brought back fair play. Jeff then tells everyone that across the water is one idol for each tribe. Whoever gets these idols are safe at the first tribal council they attend. Go. Kathy gets it for the fans tribe, seemingly by accident because a favorite told her to grab it off the ground. And upon arriving at the fans camp, which is the Karora camp from season 10, we see that Kathy is a complete goof.
Okay, you're homosexual.
Okay.
You prefer gay? I don't even know the right word to use.
You're cool so far. Go ahead.
It doesn't mean like you want to be a girl, right?
No, heavens no.
You know what? I hope you can be my first gay man friend.
Why? I absolutely will.
Because I've never had a gay man friend.
I bet you have, but you just don't know.
I've never seen him play, ever. I've never seen him up close.
Who said I had
Stop real quick, lady.
I guess sometimes it pays to keep your mouth shut, but I can't help myself.
I know this is not a Kathy video, but with how much focus she gets, especially in this first episode, it would be a shame not to highlight her craziness at least a little bit. So the fans work on a shelter, but clearly don't know what they are doing, which is exemplified by us seeing the favorites having their act together and working hard to create a good shelter to withstand the elements, and then us cutting back over to the fans who are just getting poured on all night long. Upon arriving at the immunity challenge, Jeff asked the favorites how they're doing, and
We're doing 3 courses for every meal. It's ridiculous. I'm getting fat. I've gained weight since I've been here.
Joel, you buying all this?
No. You guys are dumber than you look.
First, immunity challenge is won by the fans!
despite that trash talk, the fans win immunity, so we have to ask ourselves, who the heck is Natalie Bolton? She has 0 screen time and is barely shown being present for conversations on the beach. I know what you're thinking. She got a story video over other people? I hope this episode is an anomaly like it was for Tina in season 2. By the way, if you want to pick who I cover for story videos like this one, then consider supporting Once Upon an Island on Patreon. It only costs a few bucks a month and we are picking new story videos every month. You can cancel at any time, link in the description. Episode 2 sees the fans lose immunity and reward. Jeff tells everyone Exile Island does exist this season, and there is an immunity idol hidden there. So we go to Tribal Council, and yeah, Natalie had no screen time at all until Tribal Council, which just blows me away. And she only gets screen time because Jeff finally asks her a question. So we finally, and I do mean finally, hear our protagonist speak for the first time.
Natalie, do you see certain people grouping together because they just get along better?
Absolutely. I feel that some people have been segregated and now we have to shelter, so clearly there are people that get along and people that don't get along.
What I failed to mention is that Joel and Mikey are having an ego contest about who's running the fans tribe. Who cares? And Joel has conspired to knock out Mikey's lust interest in Mary, who has done nothing wrong. So she is voted out 6-2.
Mary, tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
Episode 3 sees Natalie get no screen time as their tribe loses reward and wins immunity. So we go to episode 4 where we finally get our first confessional from Natalie about her strategy in this game.
Yeah, it's about 2 o'clock, time for Chet's bedtime.
You always need to be pulling your weight. You always need to be doing what you need to do to maintain a position. All I've done since I've been here is keep my head down and work. This is where the rub is for me. I don't feel like Chet really wants to help out and carry his weight. How do you not say, dude, like either pick it up or go home?
It took us 4 episodes to get to that. They couldn't give that one to us any earlier. But anyways, basically she's flying under the radar, which is smart since anyone with a big personality right now seems to be targeted on the fans tribe. The fans go on to lose reward and Ozzy is sent to exile where he not only finds the idol, but makes a laughably funny, bad-looking fake idol and plants it hoping that someone would be tricked. I mean, it's a stick with a face on it with no note saying it's an idol, so no one's gonna buy that. In fact, I'm only telling you about Ozzy's idol find so we can ignore exile since it's now irrelevant. The fans lose immunity, and at tribal council, Mikey is voted off 6-3.
Mike, tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
Episode 5 starts and there's a tribe swap. Yay, maybe Natalie will actually get some screen time. And she stays on Irai with Alexis, Jason, and Kathy from the original fans, and they are joined by James, Penner, Parvati, and Eliza of the favorites. This tribe is stacked, as you will soon see, since they dominate the reward challenge, though Penner gets a nasty knee injury and infection as a result. Back at camp, the favorites are blown away by how poorly put together the camp is. They say, heck, these fans do not know what they're doing. And we see this exemplified when the tide rolls in and it just kind of knocks out the fire real quick. The favorites then help them get their act together by building a new shelter in a better location. And Natalie says this camp is already infinitely improved over what it was before. But at the immunity challenge, troubles arise as the Malakal tribe has no issue breaking their tiles, but the Irai tribe breaks tiles and they just don't drop the pieces they need, which has Penner reacting with,
I mean, my ass. What? All right, you need to stop bitching and start throwing. Just hitting him as hard as we can, Jeff. Bull, we say bull, bull, bull. Penner, you got the same tiles, the same ropes.
Despite these issues, they win immunity. So in episode 6, they win reward, but then that knee infection that Penner got has only worsened, so he is pulled from the game. But onwards and upwards, the reward that they won has them getting local fishermen come to their camp, which by the way, Parvati flirts with one of them for a second. It's a little weird. And they teach them how to hunt and of course fish. I would be crazy not to point out that these are the same fishermen from season 10 that taught Tom and Ian on this same beach. So we go to the immunity challenge where Jason says, yeah, when I was on exile, I did quickly discover that the idol was not there and Ozzy has it. Obviously, Jason found the terrible fake idol and put 2 and 2 together that yeah, this stick with a face on it and no note is not an idol, duh. So Irai dominates the immunity challenge and episode 7 sees the rain keep pouring and pouring. Kathy finally breaks and says, I can't do this any longer, and she quits the game. But they win immunity, so we move on to episode 8, and you may be wondering, we're in episode 8, and there's barely been any Natalie content. My friend, you are wondering the same thing I was when I wrote the script. I say this all because in episode 8, we finally get a moment to see somewhat about who Natalie is as a person.
I was dreaming about nachos last night.
I was dreaming about pizza that I could just put in the oven.
Fluffy on top.
Yeah. I just don't want another bite of coconut. I just don't.
It ain't much, but it's something. James then talks to Parvati and says that if Natalie makes the merge, then Eliza and Amy will try and align with her. He thinks Natalie will flip. Now, James knows more than we do since the show has made no effort to tell us what she is thinking since the swap. So then we see Parvati have a pivotal conversation with Natalie when
I just feel like I would feel safe if it was you and Alexis, me and James locked up that block 4.
Yeah, I will work with you.
Okay.
I think with James we can still win immunity.
I think with James, we're fine until the merge. And then once we get to the merge, all of the targets are going to be on the big guys. Like, and we're going to be able to slip under because everyone's going to be so threatened by the big guys trying to get them out. I wouldn't see anything wrong with it being y'all two, me and Amanda, final four.
Yeah, how hot would that be?
You know?
Everyone else, they're dead to me.
Their tribe wins immunity, and in episode 9, it finally happens. They merge. This is when the rubber meets the road. Right now, if tribal lines matter, which they won't for Natalie, but if they matter, the favorites are up 6-4 over the fans. However, the all-women's alliance with Parvati, Amanda, Suri, and Alexis is what truly is important.
I think we have to have no matter what. We trust each other and have each other's back.
Off to the races, my ladies. Off to the races.
Oh, yippee!
Except, funnily enough, since Amanda doesn't know Alexis and Natalie, and I think it's more so a jealousy thing, she doesn't want them in the alliance. And I say a jealousy thing because just the prior night, now keep in mind Amanda has a thing with Ozzy where they're like making out, Alexis was cuddling with Ozzy and flirting with him, and he was on board with this. And I don't think Alexis knows about the whole Amanda Ozzy thing, by the way. This is on Ozzy. However, Eliza wants Parvati out, and Parvati wants Eliza out. So at Tribal Council, everyone goes to vote, and Eliza has an idol?
If anybody has the hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so. The rules of Survivor state that if a hidden immunity idol is played, then any votes cast against that person do not count.
There we go, baby. Well, I guess this is the hidden immunity idol. This is pretty incredible, so, I'm gonna have to hold on to this tight. This means Ozzy doesn't have it. I have it, so this is really good for me. I told you about the hidden immunity idol. If I win, I'd give it to you.
Who would have guessed? I made an alliance with the right person who was sent to exile one too many times. It's in my bag.
That's on your finger.
This isn't it. This isn't it. This is so stupid. This is just a napkin. What are you trying to pull? I'm going home anyhow. Why? It's not the idol.
It is the idol.
It's not the idol.
Yes, it is.
Ozzy must have put it in there. He must have the real thing. That's not the idol.
What is it?
It's a stick.
I know. It has a face on it. Don't worry.
Ozzy put it on there, made a face on it.
No, he didn't.
It's not the idol.
Why do you say that?
Because that can't be the idol.
Why not?
Because it's just a stick.
I know.
This is not a hidden immunity idol.
That means Ozzy has it. Jason found it on Exile.
Joe, come on. That took hours to make.
Ninth person voted out and the first member of our jury, Eliza. That's 6, that's enough. Eliza, the tribe has spoken.
So basically earlier when Jason came back and told everyone that Ozzy had the idol, he was telling the truth while thinking he was telling a lie. Brilliant. He tricked himself. Episode 10 sees an immunity challenge where players have to hold their arms above their head, and that's it. Easier said than done, as player after player drops for different food items that Jeff offers them. But then after 6 hours, it is down to Jason and Parvati. For Natalie, she does not care who wins out of these two, since the next target is Ozzy and his idol. So when Jason says, "I will drop if everyone promises not to vote me out," Natalie gets the ball rolling and says, "Yeah, I'm not going to vote for you, don't worry." Which is truthful, but about half the people here say, "We aren't going to vote for you either, Jason," and they're lying. Back at camp, the women are giddy about blindsiding Ozzy, and Natalie even says, "Jason, I got your back. Vote Ozzy tonight and you will be safe." So, at Tribal Council,
If anybody has the hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so. Okay. First vote, Jason. Jason, 2 votes, Jason. Jason, 3 votes, Jason. Jason. That's 4 votes, Jason. Ozzy. 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 That's 4 votes, Jason. 3 votes, Ozzy. Ozzy. We're tied. 10th person voted out of Survivor fans versus favorites and the second member of our jury, Ozzy. Ozzy, tribe has spoken.
by the way, we are now on to episode 11 and Natalie has been given 2 total confessionals before this. Wow, that is all about to change though, as we see how I told you about half of them were lying to Jason, and it is important to know that Natalie would never screw over Jason like that. they're bros. So at the Survivor auction, Natalie wins fruit bat soup and says, no thanks. And James says, can I have that free food? And Jeff's like, yeah, of course, please. However, Natalie's desperate for food, so she starts bidding on everything. And she wins this.
$240, bought you this.
Wow. You must choose one person to go to Exile Island immediately, and you take all of the money they have left. Jason. Oh. But this is also good for Jason if he gets the immunity idol. Like, I don't know why he's tripping.
That's true. This time, maybe you'll get a real one.
Jason's on exile. We all want him gone. The little bitch now has 2 days of sunshine with the immunity idol. Guaranteed, hands down, bitch will find it. And that bitch being Jason.
If you don't want him to have immunity, then why send him to exile where an idol has been hidden? By the way, I failed to mention that Jason is the next target to be voted off. Him and Natalie are not bros. The men will be voted off one after another if the women get their way. But then on her third bid, Natalie wins. And what does she get?
A gigantic chocolate cake.
You must share this cake with 3 of your tribe mates. You have 60 seconds to eat as much as you can.
Go.
I'll give them $20 each to lick their fingers when they're done.
5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Eric. Yeah.
How much you say you're gonna say?
I'd say $20 to lick your fingers. Mm-hmm. Oh, baby.
Oh, baby.
Oh, that's sad. Something's wrong with that boy.
We then see Jason find the idol, and back at camp, everyone basically assumes he has it anyways. Sari then says, I bet Natalie could convince Jason to not play his idol, and also that he doesn't need to win immunity either.
Nat can say it. I know he'll believe Nat.
We want to blindside him with not using his immunity and allowing one of us to win. Therefore, he doesn't win and he's out. At this point, Jason would be an idiot not to believe anything I say. He thinks that I'm warming up to him, which I'm absolutely not. If this goes, I mean, this will just be brilliant because not only will it have happened once with Ozzy, it'll happen twice, back to back. Girls against the guys.
Once again, immunity is back up for grabs.
You need to let anyone but James win. James is going home tonight. Don't ask any questions. I sent you to exile for a reason. I'll explain to you everything when we get back to camp.
I mean, I'm in shock Jason bought that, but I kind of get it at the same time. She saved him in the prior episode, and up through now, we haven't seen Natalie do any backstabbing at all. So why wouldn't he trust her this deep in the game? Eric wins immunity, and back at camp, Parvati says, yeah, they are the Black Widow Brigade, and these men are being devoured. Jason then talks to Natalie, says, I found the idol, it's true, but she already knows this because she went through his bag earlier.
I'd love to blindside Jason because it'd be 2-0 for ladies. Just at the jugular, flossing my teeth with his jugular.
I wanted to say to you personally, I didn't get a chance to yesterday, but thank you for keeping your word, and it means a lot to me, and you have mine in this game.
I think I'm pretty evil. I think I could be pretty evil. What I am now is I'm definitely in I will get you mode. I'm in game mode. And now I'm actually having a lot more fun. I'm getting to be more of myself, which is proving to be pretty ruthless and pretty stone cold bitch and pretty cutthroat. And I have a smile on my face.
At Tribal Council, Jeff asks Eric if he wants to give up his necklace, and Eric's like, yeah, no, the men are being picked off. I'm definitely not giving up my idol. So they all go to vote, and does Jason play his hidden immunity idol?
If anybody has the hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so. Okay, first vote, James. James, 2 votes James. Jason. Jason. That's 2 votes, Jason. James. That's 3 votes, James. Jason. That's 3 votes, Jason. 11th person voted out of Survivor fans versus favorites, and the 3rd member of our jury, Jason. Jason, the tribe has spoken. Something good.
Episode 12 sees James with a finger injury that is now reminiscent of Penner's knee from earlier, and Alexis, she bangs her knee in the middle of the night and is now limping. Fun. I mean, it's good for Natalie, but this season has been brutal. But hold up, it's now time for the family visit.
It's your mom, Rocky. Come on out, Rocky.
Sorry, I stink so bad. Oh, you don't? Look at my armpit.
Alexis ends up winning that reward challenge and chooses to take Cirie and Natalie with her. They all get to swim with these stingless jellyfish. It's the same reward that Oolong got in season 10, but the entire reward is solely focused on Cirie with no Natalie or Alexis content at all. Interesting. But then James is pulled from the game due to the infection in his finger, and now only one man remains, Eric, the ice cream scooper. Natalie then talks to Parvati and says, I think Amanda should go next. She's our biggest Final Tribal threat. Now, Natalie doesn't know that Amanda totally botched Final Tribal in China because China hasn't finished airing before they filmed the season. So I'll give her a pass on thinking this, but yeah, Amanda's not great at Final Tribals. And then Parvati says, no, I'm not gonna vote off Amanda, letting Natalie know exactly where she stands in this alliance. Eric then wins immunity again, and a woman has to go from this Black Widow brigade. They don't have a choice, so who will it be? Amanda returns from exile and says, when I was there, I didn't find the idol. And I'll let you know she's being 100% truthful. But then at Tribal Council, she gaslights Eric, which is out of left field for Natalie's story, but this is a whole thing between Amanda and Eric. She's basically taking advantage of his naiveness. Natalie then convinces Eric, Alexis, and Cirie to vote out Amanda. They don't even need Parvati. So everyone goes to vote, and
If anybody has the hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so.
About that, Jeff.
I got it.
This is a hidden immunity idol. Any votes cast for Amanda do not count. First vote, Amanda, does not count. Amanda, does not count. Amanda, does not count. Amanda, does not count. Alexis, 12th person voted out a survivor and the 5th member of our jury. Alexis. Alexis, the tribe has spoken.
wow, the one time a flip could have changed everything for Natalie and Amanda's idol ruined that. And by the way, earlier, Amanda nor I lied to you. She didn't find the idol in exile. She found it on their beach before Tribal, and the show doesn't even show her finding it. Episode 13 has Eric and Natalie talking about potentially flipping this game, with Eric agreeing to send her to exile to get the next idol. But then at the reward challenge, we see who really watches Survivor. When Natalie says season 12 is the one where Rupert had the pet snake, season 11 is the one where Scoopin falls in the fire, and they never do a close enough shot, so I can't make out what she picked, but I know that she doesn't know the season Kathy peed on John's hand. These are like big moments in Survivor up to this point. This is basic knowledge for any fan. But anyways, Eric wins a reward with him sending Parvati to exile and takes Amanda on the reward. What the heck? Why would he do that? Basically, Eric might be lusting for Amanda. That's just me reading into things though. And he tells us that hanging out with Natalie would not be relaxing for him. Back at camp, Natalie is livid with Eric and won't even talk to him when he returns from reward, which only makes him feel guilty. But then Eric has a secret conversation with Cirie, and
maybe me, you, and Parv should go to the end and do that instead.
That would mean we would get rid of who?
Either Nat or Amanda.
I literally walked right in front of Eric and heard his entire conversation with Cirie about how Natalie and Amanda are the biggest jury vote threats. Everybody's gonna vote for them in the jury so they can't go to the final three. You know what? I could have literally bitch slapped him. Smack him like his mother.
But all that doesn't matter when Eric wins his third immunity challenge, and this means that Natalie is next. Now, how do I know this? It's because Cirie says, hey Natalie, you're next. Cirie says, well, unless we try this crazy strategy I just came up with.
I wonder if he would give Nat his necklace.
Why would it benefit him giving me the necklace?
They will convince, I'll convince the jury not to, they'll know everything you've done. They're not going to vote for you anyways. Everyone is mad at you at this point. This is one way you can redeem yourself. Just go off.
Nat, tell him that if he were to give you the necklace, that would redeem him and we would vote for Amanda.
Who would fall for that?
Like, I feel stupid listening to you guys right now. I'm like,
Ozzy, Jason, and Eric. He belongs in that threesome.
You give me your necklace.
I'm not even going to consider that.
Just hear me out. If you gave me your necklace tonight, Cirie said she would hands down vote for Amanda. That's all we need.
What's wrong with voting for Amanda without me giving up the necklace? Everybody thinks I'm an idiot right now.
I'm just thinking jury votes for you because you're riding this thing all the way to the end.
When I get there, I'm not going to have anybody.
Right.
I have felt like I don't have a lot of jury votes.
Yeah.
Tricking Jason was the easier version of what's being attempted here. Eric has way less of a reason to believe Natalie than Jason did before. Eric then says, if we're going to do this plan, if I'm really going to consider it, then I would like to vote out Parvati instead of Amanda. And both Natalie and Suri say, that's fine by us. So at Tribal Council, Jeff asks Eric if he wants to give up immunity, and...
Eric, you have the individual immunity necklace. As always, you can give it up to somebody if you choose to.
And I know that actions do speak louder than words. I want to give individual immunity to Natalie.
I don't even know what to say, but thank you.
First vote, Eric. Parvati. Eric. 2 votes, Eric. 13th person voted out and the 6th member of our jury. Eric.
You guys drive me crazy.
Eric, the tribe has spoken.
It is finale time, and the final 4 women are all over the moon about what just happened as they all jokingly stir this evil pot like they're a bunch of witches. But we are now down to Parvati, Suri, Amanda, and Natalie. The big question I have here is, what is Natalie's path to the end? And if she gets there, how does she win? Will she have the votes? That botched Amanda vote out really did her in my opinion. She needed that. But let's see what she has up her sleeve here, as in this very rare moment, we actually get personal content from her.
My position at this point, I'm the only fan left. They're all favorites. They all started on a tribe together, but I've definitely made a personal bond and connection with Parvati. We get each other, we have great conversation, so I think we complement each other well.
I feel like you have a way of like convincing people, and they're like, you're so right. You really should swallow your pride and ask for whatever you want all the time.
I know, like, I feel like I'm without a fear in my normal life a lot. I'm so scared of people saying no, so I don't ask.
Yeah, but your life could be so much better if you just ask for things that you want.
I know.
You know?
I think Parvati is an ally for me in this game. My conversations and my heart-to-hearts with Parvati and our great connection. Does it benefit me at all if we're closer than not? Of course.
Color me surprised, but classic Survivor storytelling is to give us personal content for the next boot, so things aren't boding well for her story, let's put it that way. Add on how they almost ignored her up through episode 11. That's a huge red flag. Suri even says we have to beat Natalie at immunity to keep her out of final tribal. So we go to the immunity challenge that was clearly designed for 5 people based on these aerial shots we have of it. And can Natalie pull this off?
Survivors ready. Go. Pull up that bucket full of water and then pour it down that bamboo chute. Natalie has her keys, she's in the water. Natalie and Parvati with a big lead at this point. Amanda has her set of keys. Gotta unclip. She's in the water. Natalie continues to extend her lead. 16 different options. But it only goes together one way. Natalie having a little trouble with this puzzle. Amanda thinks she has it, and she does. Amanda wins immunity. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Guaranteed a 1 in 3 shot at winning this game and the $1 million that goes with it.
Yeah. Back at camp, she kind of talks people, but it's just a bunch of talk. This is a done deal. So at Tribal Council, she's voted off 3-1.
Natalie, the tribe has spoken. Time to go.
So let's break this down. How is Natalie as a character? Through episode 10? Basically non-existent. But once the Survivor auction starts, she becomes a main character for the last third of this season. Despite not having many confessionals, almost everyone has her going full villain. It makes me wonder, why didn't they show more of her throughout the whole season? Did she not truly feel comfortable until the last part? Or was it the show wanting her to remain likable and not burn us out on her by having her be a complete villain all season? I don't know, but when we saw her, she was good. A real shame if she is never brought back to play again, because she is a true character this season. Out of 16 character moments shown on the show, 5 were anti-heroic and 11 were villainous, making Natalie Bolton a villain character on Survivor Micronesia. Now, how is Natalie as a strategist? Wow, Natalie could really be persuasive with these men. She clearly was bad at long-term planning for her game, which is why we never saw her try and position herself to reach Final Tribal and win. But when it came time to manipulate, she knew exactly what to say and how to make sure she got what she wanted. The only time she was completely outmaneuvered was when she had Eric promising her exile and then Amanda swooped in and ruined that. Natalie kind of seems like a one-trick pony in terms of what she can pull off, who may not have been a super fan, but with some knowledge of the game under her belt, I think she could become a real powerhouse. Out of 27 strategic moments shown on the show, 18 were smart and 9 were dumb, making Natalie Bolton a smart strategist on Survivor Micronesia. Thank you for watching, and doubly thanks for liking and subscribing. See you all next time.